Microphone's on. So we're starting the day here down, what, 29 bucks. We were in the green for a little bit, and then I gave back my profits on DPW just right at the end, which is, you know, it is what it is. I was only up, I don't know, I think at best like 50 something, maybe a little bit more. I wasn't checking. It's not the nicest market right now. Futures are down. SPY is down 1.85%. Those are the futures of the SPX, the Standard & Poor 500. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are aware of. And you guys all know the news. Trump and his wife Melinda have coronavirus. Yeah, you're right. DPW has the greatest catalyst, but the way DPW has been trading is actually the least nice. It's a little weird. So yeah, if we go to the 4-hour right now in the SPY, you can kind of see a little bit more of what's going on right here. First of all, a quick little introduction, guys. Good morning. Welcome back to the stream where we first review the watch list, then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone is feeling really, really good. It's the 2nd of October, which puts us on a Friday, and right now it's 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got another, 14 minutes before the market opens at 9:30, and then we'll wrap up trading like always around 11. I'll probably have to even leave more on time this time than yesterday because I'm going to be heading up to Nazare pretty much right after the stream to check out some of the waves over there. But we're not surfing; we're just doing a little bit of sightseeing. Yeah, quick little disclaimer, guys. All right, so there's the good stuff. So yeah, to me, I want to keep it a little bit more calm today. I feel like there's no need to rush into anything. No need to be overly aggressive. SPY, big sell-off here. I would have expected SPY to sell off regardless because of this big resistance we had here. And I've been saying, the resistance in these areas have been quite strong anyway. I was thinking maybe we'll see like 342 or so. But now with this kind of Trump catalyst coming out, I really don't see it going to 342 anymore. So the next stop, really there's a bit of support here at 330. Once we break that, 320 will be the logical next stop for the SPY, which is quite a big little downwards turn. So let's quickly look at that. That's about 3%. Interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the lead gappers here. And I always like to start off on the daily chart just to kind of... Calvin says, Alex, is today a bad day? It doesn't have to be. If you manage your risk, Dennis likes the disclaimer. Thanks, man. I really like it as well. Although I got to change up a few things on it. It doesn't have to be. If you manage your risk today and you even end in the green today, it could be a good day. Sometimes even my red days I'm pretty happy about. So XTNT right here. Right now, pre-market, where was that at? It's 197, bit of volume forming right now. So we have 1.5 as big support. I would probably argue more so than 2 is this 2.5 zone because we had a really, really wicked sell-off here, and then we had a retest and capitulation, and then around 3 is big resistance on XTNT. We know that this one's been a former gapper. We know there's probably a lot of back holders on this one. We also know there's dilution on this ticker. I'm not crazy about it, and they're just restructuring a bunch of debt. Sometimes has good catalyst, but overall, I think today's going to be a bit more of a large cap day, so small caps might not get as much as attention, but XTNT is gapping up over 100%, so you can't really deny that there's volume here. And actually, I really like what I'm seeing here for XTNT, so let's keep an eye on it for just a second here. Kind of like what I'm seeing. 194 is definitely going to be big support. I'm not sure if we're going to break there. I'm going to put a limit order at 194. Maybe we'll have a quick pullback at 194, and I'm going to look for a continuation break past 2. 195 held support. 196 volume coming up here. This could break out. Was looking for that pullback kind of entry. I missed it. It looks like it only pulled back to 156 or 155. I was looking for that it only pulled back to 196. I was looking for 194. Nice move there. Congrats to anyone that went long on it. 3.5%. I've been taking profits already. Look who it is. Corey's back in action. It's really up to you, Calvin. If I was holding my swings, it would depend. Is the catalyst? I'm holding swings right now, and I'm still holding them after the Trump news because they didn't even sell off. My thesis is still true. So it really depends. What are your goals on your trade, and is it still reasonable? Nice little breakout here on XTNT. Got another 10 minutes till the market opens. DPW is selling off. Nice, jolly base hit. Looks good, XTNT. Big volume on that breakout. DPW selling off. 10 million float on DPW, US electrical equipment company. They had new hybrid AC DC electric vehicle charging equipment out there, but DPW really not looking too interesting. XTNT, on the other hand, that 13 million float seems to be doing a lot better. So let's see what happens. $77 million debt restructuring deal. Still having TOS issues this morning. Oh man. TOS issues are my nightmares. I had some really weird nightmare last night. I was dreaming that I was in school and like I had to take an exam. I couldn't find the room. I didn't have my equipment I needed. When I graduated college, I had like PTSD school dreams for months. Because especially when I didn't have to sign up that next semester, I think my brain was still like, you forgot to sign up, so it just was all the worse. XTNT finding possible support right here at 204. Let's see if we can get an entry at 205. Quick move there. Small position, if anything. That was a big sell-off. Not as comfortable about it. Removing my limit order for now. I usually don't trade leading up to the bell, but some decent opportunity here. Still a lot of sellers on that. That pullback was bigger than I wanted it to be based on volume, so that's why I removed my limit order. Watching it. Could be a great opportunity for an entry though. 215 is the high to break. What was my major? My major was finance. Final Countdown had those dreams too. It's creepy, man. Same dream from Constantine. Yeah, it's weird, huh? Corey says the same. Yeah, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I forgot to sign up to classes. And it's like, wait, I graduated so long ago. It's freaking stressful. Okay, this is like I gotta look this up. This is clearly a larger psychological effect across the student body that maybe needs to be addressed. Maybe school really is as mentally draining for people as kids make it out to be. XTNT 215 looks like it's going to try to break here. I'd be a little bit nervous just because that pullback volume was really, really high. Paradox doesn't have that dream still. Paul, same dream. Harley, same thing. Don't get me started after deployment, Harley says. Crazy. I could only imagine what real PTSD is like. It sounds really miserable. XTNT, cup and handle, Corey's saying. What I think Corey's talking about is most likely on the 5-minute chart. We have the cup right here, and then we have the handle. Check out cup and handle on YouTube. It's usually started by a nice, I can't think of the word right now, like rally, nice move to the upside, more or less, a rounded bottom, right, double top, slight pull off towards, I think, roughly around the halfway point, which would be around like 183 or so, and then had a continuation. Right now it's actually forming a pretty decent bull flag. I would probably argue that this is going to break out from here. But I would rather wait on a pullback, I feel like, just based on how I would trade this, because it's a little bit overextended for my preference. So I wouldn't even be trading the breakout if it did. DPW has really that big support around 2.2, which might be a good setup on that one. It's another 5% down roughly. XTNT could be setting up. Big buyers here. They're not letting this dip too much. 924. 206. Gonna go long at 206. Starter size. Looking for that break above 216. Not sure if we're going to get it. This looks like a pretty okay bull flag. Support on the 9 EMA. This could pull back one more time. Buyers accumulating at 207. 209, possible move higher. Sellers back in charge. $210. Can we get past the 216? That's really the question. All right, just closed it here a little bit early. I don't know if you guys heard my hotkeys. I actually tried to remove that order and it didn't work, and I sold at 213. Nice move to 219. Yeah, it's a little bit overextended for my preference, but you know, Corey's right. This is a pretty clear cup and handle, and I think it looks pretty good. DMC, FDA agent. Oh, that's really interesting. Would love to hear more about that, DMC. What's up, Mo? We got XTNT and ARA. Actually, not ARA. DPW are the two main ones at the moment. Thanks, guys. But I sold too soon, way too soon. But yeah, I can't complain about having some nice little profits on that trade. Got another 2.5 minutes here before the market opens. I think we might be back green on the day. So we went down 25. Now we're up 40 again. So that's nice. small day for me so far. I just don't really want to take too much risk, I feel like, today. DPW, really quickly here, that 10 million flow, 23 million market cap, U.S. electrical equipment company. They have a new hybrid AC-DC electrical vehicle charger. I would be looking for a little bit more of a pullback on DPW. Long-term chart is rough. A lot of failed gappers here. Looks like they have a little bit less dilution though. Big support at 2.2 and even probably closer to 211. So again, I would probably wait for a little bit more of a sell-off before I went long DPW. It has sold off quite a bit already though. We're down from the highs here around 27%. Looks like there's a good chance we'll go down 30%. We have that big resistance right here on DPW at 244. So that's kind of the place to crack. I'll have about 1,000 shares starter size on DPW. And go from there. All right, guys, another minute and 30. Just make sure you have everything set up. You have good till cancel, move today. Everything's looking clean. XTNT, lead gapper, ADRO. Looks like a reverse split. Not going to pay really any attention. Nice move higher here on XTNT. Now at 222, definitely sold too soon. I felt like I sold too soon before I even sold. That's why I tried to remove my order, but it already got filled, so I couldn't. Appreciate it, Corey. That's right, guys. If you're enjoying the content, if you're learning something new, I really appreciate it. If you would drop a like, it's the easiest way to support the channel. It really means a lot. And if you are interested to learn more, don't forget to subscribe. Check out the recap videos. We go have one every single day. The market's open, sometimes on the weekend as well. All right, XTNT guys, I'm watching this one at the open. 224 is that high at the moment. Got another 30 seconds here. You can see big resistance at 2.5, and then at 3 again. 2.5 is the critical zone. You can tell really nicely on the 4-hour chart. VWAP at around 189 right now. DPW selling off already. Here we go. Instant move higher on XTNT while DPW sells off a little bit closer to 2.2. Nice pull all the way there. XTNT, that's a 25% move from pretty much where I closed out. 20% maybe. Retired early at 41. Nice, man, DMC. DPW trying to move higher, but I'm not going to trade it just yet. Markets are very, very red, guys. We'll talk about swing trades definitely a lot more today in a little bit. Let's keep our eyes focused here for some opportunities. So far, really, really nice move on XTNT. Tyler says TOS lag. Yeah, TOS is a little laggy for me too. DPW guys looking interesting. 213 could be a zone I'd be a little bit more interested in. XTNT pulling back. XTNT and DPW are roughly the same price, which is really, really nice. A little bit of less mind fatigue almost, you can call it. Possible entry at 201. IPOB is selling off. That could be a good entry for IPOB, which is going to turn into open door at one point. XTNT looking for that entry around $2 right now. Remove my limit order. Let's see what happens. Big buyers there at 202. Maybe we're going to crit a crack of $2. I would love to see a crack of $2 and enter on that. Not sure if we're going to get it. KCAC below 16. We've been waiting for KCAC to be below 16. DPW trying to reverse. $2 getting chipped away here. Possible entry at 197. Starter size. Missed it. Went down to 198. Really kissed my limit order. Missed it again. Going to remove my limit order for now. Watching DPW. Constantly missing XTNT here just a little bit. DPW guys, really, really nice activity on this one. Volume increasing, quick pullback to 2.3. Looks like it's going to hit VWAP here, DPW. Let's see what happens. So far, so good. Waiting for some sort of clear entry here, something a little bit more risk averse, something with a 5-minute setup. Not really seeing anything just yet. Nice move on DPW. I have no entry on that one yet, just watching it. I'll pull it up if I do. Let's see what the lead gapper is up to right now. Oh, scanners aren't working. Classic. So we'll just kind of leave it as it is. DPW right in this 243 area, right below VWAP. I'm a little bit nervous that this one's going to flush a bit, having maybe a pullback below the double bottom, roughly around 216 or so. No trades yet from me since the open. DPW selling off. Might have a double bottom here. Keeping an eye on it. 2.2 is definitely big support. XTNT might crack $2 VWAP zone right now. Next bigger support territory might be around 1.8, maybe 183 or so. If we do sell off. Not the most interesting open for how I like to trade, so I have yet to enter trades in the open. Jonathan's already thrown in the towel. Not always the worst idea, man. Sometimes wrapping up early is always a good idea. But I feel like we're only 7 minutes into the open. I would like to watch this a little bit more. Yeah, especially on Fridays. Yep, that's right, Corey. XTNT trying to crack higher here. We often see these kind of, I don't know, to me they're a bit of like a bear flag setups, a little bit of a rebound here, and then a little bit attempt to move higher. But to me, it just is a trap, and I oftentimes don't enter these, even if there is a nice move higher to, like, let's say 2.4 as a kind of an attempt at a double top. I just feel like I always get stumped with these with some sort of flush to the downside, so sometimes they have that fake out. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that this is over. That's why I typically don't trade these kind of breakouts in these areas. I just don't like the 5-minute setup, so let's see what happens. Here right now it's going for that move. Let's see, watching the order book, trying to get a read on this one a little bit better. Yep, here it goes. Let's see. I would probably not be interested in XTNT unless it had a proper pullback or unless it broke over 2.5 with big volume, and then I would start trading it again. It's been on a really nice extended move, so I do feel like maybe it's a little bit top heavy, not to mention that 2.5 resistance. One sec. Nice, Nathaniel. That's a sweep one. Good move. Yeah, XTNT looks healthy. I like that it's actually holding the highs here after that. DPW selling off again. Be a little bit careful with DPW. Good chance it's going to have a double bottom, but also a big chance it's going to break that double bottom. Phew. Nice move, Cruiser. Ben's wondering how the overall September profit was. We've been actually showing that a lot. I don't know if it's a good idea to pull it up right now, but around 4.5 thousand. So it's pretty good month. Check out the recap videos. I have a whole recap video on September alone. But in general, we talk about the stats quite often in the recap videos. But yeah, it's going smooth though. About a 72 or 73% accuracy right now, which is really nice. DPW kind of holding its highs here. Might try to do another VWAP retest. Let's see what's happening here on this one. Slow stuff though. Really don't want to get stuck in another DPW move. I feel like it would just bother me. Still no setup for me. Just watching XTNT. Not really watching NNOX, but 33 million float. Israel Medical Device Company. They had a lawsuit. I don't know if this one really sounds too interesting. CODX. Nice flag pattern there. Big resistance above. This one could keep running. It doesn't look too shabby. DPW had a bit of a flush. So $15 is definitely the price to break here. It looks pretty good. Overall, CODX. I'll put an alert here. LONE. 23 million flow to use oil and gas with bankruptcy filing. Not really too interesting. And DPW. This is that pullback it's having right now. We were talking about with the potential double bottom. Daniel says, love running out of day trades. Oh man, that is really the worst. That was us for months. If you guys remember earlier in the beginning of this year with the 25K account, that was really stressful. JHG climbing. What's the catalyst on JHG? Henderson Group. Yeah, nice move so far. A little bit out of my wheelhouse, but really nice breakout at 25. Movement's okay on it. Can't really ask for too much today. Yeah, especially with options, Cruiser. Yeah, I totally agree. Cash accounts are pretty nice not to be limited on day trades. I think being limited on day trades is just really stressful. I'd rather limit myself on the capital I use per trade. Yeah, for sure, actually, without even question. There's the two types of accounts. Check out the video description below. We got tons of videos that go into detail on cash and margin accounts. Margin accounts are under pattern day trader rule though, while cash accounts just have settling period for your cash. So you gotta like kind of pick your poison a little bit. Slow market overall. Not really interested in jumping in on anything. Missed few tiny entries on XTNT at the open, but they weren't really interesting enough to where it really bothers me at all. All quiet at the moment. I think DPW might be setting up at one point. I'm not sure about XTNT at the moment. ADRO being called out because of, let's see, reverse split. I don't know. It doesn't really have any moving, any volume. I'm not sure why I would be looking at it. DPW, waiting for this to ideally crack below 2.2, find a little bit of double bottom support, and then we'll see how this one could maybe do another test of VWAP. That's what I'm thinking here. Yeah, I mean, I think the overall market's not so quiet. I think small caps are quiet today because large caps is what everyone's looking at, right? And that's what we were talking about pre-market. So I'm kind of a little bit more interested today to even review the day trade or the swing trades a little bit more. I think that's really where the energy is in. But I do think that we still have setups in the making right now with XTNT and DPW. So let's kind of waiting here. So really quickly, let's check out some of the growth swings on here. We'll just kind of go through the list while we're waiting for a setup. I think XTNT might give us a setup pretty soon though. I'm gonna watch XTNT just a hair bit longer. Gotcha, Eric. Yeah, that's really annoying. If it's a legit TOS error, though, you can call TOS, and then sometimes will reimburse some of the hiccups. They've reimbursed me a few times, even without any sort of video or something like that, because they see exactly what happened on the back end. So it's definitely worth reaching out. A lot of stocks sold off quite a lot, but they recovered quite well as on top of that. A lot of really, really strong recovery. So it's all total gap downs, and now they're kind of pulling back higher. Amazon's having that huge resistance there around 3,200. Really surprised Intel's is making moves. This is really impressive. Had this really strict double bottom though. I mean double top. AMD back above 80 here on that pullback. Looks like it might continue from there on out. Apple, really, really good base around 103. That was a really nice move back to the upside. I'm not crazy about space, but it looks like it could be forming somewhat of a bull flag. Watching DPW, guys, crawling towards 2.2 could be interesting. Yeah, it's really a low volume small cap day. XTNT has $120 million volume, which is actually pretty decent, mainly because it was traded quite thickly pre-market, which is nice. Now it's really, really fading. KCAC broke that 16 zone. I had that limit order at 1450. Now it's already bouncing back up. That's a strong bounce on this one. Big sign of support here on KCAC. Might have to move up my limit order. That could have been one of the better entries on it. So we'll see. Just going to put another alert on this one, see if it dips below. Otherwise, if it breaks above the 90 EMA with big volume, I'll buy on a pullback if we get one. ADT, really, really close to that $8 zone. Definitely getting a little bit nervous. Don't really want to see that crack. RKT, looking for a possible move back to 20. All right, let's go back to small caps. DPW is gaining a little bit of momentum here to the downside, which is kind of what I was waiting for. So let's see how low this one is going to go. ADT cracked 8 yesterday. Yeah, so we got to hope it doesn't really crack it much. I don't mind a little bit of, fizzling around the area, but if it's a strong crack, big downtrend with big volume, then I'm going to have to close for a loss on the next pop back to the upside. Boom, XTNT just cracked VWAP hard. DPW, possible entry at 317. Did not get that DPW entry, went down to 218. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of trading a lot of these tickers long term. DPW has had a kind of a decent little uptrend here in the last few weeks, so could be something interesting. XTNT, most likely not. This is a really big sell-off on XTNT. This is one of those kind of sell-offs where you kind of double check the news and you're like, did I just miss something? Is there some sort of offering? It doesn't look like there's any news. Looks like it's just a really, really strong sell-off. Watch out, guys. DPW pulling up already. We might have missed that entry by like just literally a cent. Back at 3%. 225 looks like it's going to be a bit of a new support zone on DPW, guys. Check it out. XTNT looking really rough. Watching DPW, I think I would love an entry on this one. It's not really giving us a chance. It just keeps running up here. I literally missed it. My order was at 217 and it went to 218. Wasn't even the most conservative limit order, I thought, but... Boom, just had an entry on DPW. Looking for this one to break VWAP. Bit more of aggressive pullback than I was expecting though. I don't know if it's TOS or if it's my computer, but something is mad laggy. Really, really laggy. I'm not sure if you guys can even tell, but the updates I'm getting on TOS are just... I'll just say it's not too many. Looking for that move closer to VWAP, looking for that break of 2.3. Looks like 228 might be getting chipped away here. 228, looking for 228 to chip. Looking for that break at 2.3. DPW possibly breaking 2.3. Still a lot of sell volume though. Back to 224. Possible entry at 222, secondary size. Watch out on the 5-minute chart. This one doesn't look as interesting because it has that 9 EMA resistance. But looking for this one to break past 2.3. Going to give it another attempt here. $2.8 might be getting chipped away. Would like to see a bit more volume in this setup. Here we go, 2.8 getting chipped away. Possible profit taking at 33. Sold at 232, looking for one more move. Looking for 7 Don't want to see much more selling momentum up. I closed this trade at 230. Probably way too early. Probably way too early. But that's fine because I don't really like how this ticker's been moving. it's been having a lot of false breakouts, this ticker. I just haven't been the luckiest one on DPW. My flow's been off a little bit on DPW, so I'll take my profits. This could be another setup here on DPW. Could be another move here starting at 229. Let's see if we can break past that 230. That's the big resistance zone. We need more volume on this one. This should shoot past 240, but I don't know if it will. Be careful, guys, for sure. It's had a lot of fake outs here on this ticker. 2.4 is big resistance. Let's see what happens. 231. It's chipping. Nice. Breaking. Here we go. My God, my computer is so slow. Do you guys see how slow this is right now? Or I don't know if this is TOS, but you guys are saying you're having the same issues. But this is crazy. It's like I'm watching one of those security cam footages that only shows like, I don't know, 10 frames a second or something, even less. Maybe like 5. You guys are saying TOS is working fine. Okay, then it's probably a bit of my streaming computer laptop issues. Man, that order book, man, is just slammed with sellers. It's having a hard time breaking through, although it's trying a lot. I could see this one going past VWAP. I really feel like this might, but at the same time, I don't know if I can trade it anymore. Let me go back to XTNT. I want to see what happens. It's close, guys. 235. Let's see what happens. Yeah, XTNT. A lot of selling on this one. 1.5 might be bigger support, but huge selling momentum. Fun for toys. 1.5K on NNOX. Sweet, man. Really nice move. Congrats. Yeah, it's usually the first couple minutes of the open is always the worst. Yeah, NNOX had a pretty solid red to green move for sure. Kind of a late morning red to green. Opened up right here at 31, and then we cracked back above VWAP. We were back green on the day. That's why it's called a red to green move, because the daily candle goes green. We had a pullback here to VWAP in the 9 EMA. This was a good setup here. 4% pop, another bull flag setup, and then another breakout. Really, really nice move overall on NNOX. DPW selling off a little bit here, guys. Be careful. Clear support right around 35, or former support, new resistance. This could move again. I would not be surprised. For a trade like this, you would have to decrease the order book size so you can see a little bit more. $79. That would have been the trade probably. I'd be looking for NNOX to break higher right here. I would have wanted that entry at 32.70, but I was a little bit late on it. See what happens. Yep, Jonathan, that's exactly what it is. No new issue here, just need to get a new laptop. Yep, only 5 past 10. It's definitely a slow day. I really think NNOX could see those 34s. I don't think I'm going to trade it from here. It's not my favorite ticker, and I'm not really enjoying the fact that I'm having to look at it. So let's actually start talking about small caps. I mean, swing trades. I'm going to look at DPW still on my second screen. I think around 2.1, I would like to trade it again, but for now, it's not a trade that I'd be interested in. So we'll see what happens. Oh, Kelvin just said the same thing. Yeah, let me just take a quick little breather, and I'll be right back. Guys, would you look at that? DPW wants to break VWAP one more time. What is going on here? Let's go back to DPW. Always cut the losses. Nice work, the final countdown. Just watch out with DPW. The volume here is a lot lighter than the last breakout, and the last breakout was extremely weak. It was, though, a total of 5% move, which is actually still on the weaker side. So just a little bit words of caution with this ticker for sure. I could easily see this having one giant flush all the way down to 2.2 and then some. SLDB from yesterday having a 10% run. I loved SLDB. That was a really fun ticker. It was just really smooth the way it traded pre-market. Yeah, again, nice open. Look at that. Breakout, pullback, breakout, pullback. So DPW is definitely one. It was not on my radar. Although I often do check tickers from the day before. I didn't check DPW or SLDW. I mean SLDB. Wow, guys, sorry about that. Oh, I hate when I mix up tickers like that. SLDB. But really, really kind of clean stuff here. Just about perfect setups. Very low volume today relative to yesterday. Pretty much not moving. All right. Let's keep going through the list here a little bit on some of the moves. Go to all accounts just to see what's going on. Look at this freaking insane bottom here at $6 on GE. We've only broken once very quickly, and then we pop right back above it. We've hit this area multiple times now, which is putting me a little bit on edge, I gotta say. I'm not a huge fan of where we're at right now, but the fact that, you know, GE and ADT, those two didn't really go down that far. I was checking it after the Trump news, and both of those didn't really sell off, which makes me feel like they're already sold off so much, and I'm not sure how much lower they're going to go. I missed a lot of these kind of possibilities to average down, mainly because I'm already fully allocated in both of them. So that's why I always say you don't really want to go fully allocated on your first entry, which we didn't, and we were able to average down, but still, we could have even averaged down much more because, yeah, we bought too much on GE too early, while ADT, I was a little bit better at being, you know, patient on this one and buying at these lower prices, but at the same time, you know, still selling off quite a bit here on this one. So waiting for ADT to have that break past 826. Let's see what happens. Long DPW position. I don't know a lot about ChargePoint, but overall with the EV space, I'm a little worried about, especially something like DPW that's just kind of straggling in here right at the end. Especially with DPW's long-term chart, I'm just not a big fan of it. PTON is actually a really interesting call out. I had a friend that really liked this ticker as well, Pelton. I was looking at this one. When was I looking at this ticker? Let me think about that for a quick second here. I was looking at it this morning, actually, and I was going through their FinViz just a little bit. Actually, let's just go over here. Actually, hold on. It's not the screener. I think I'm on the wrong thing. Oops. Oh boy, this is how you know I'm done for the week. I'm messing up tickers left and right. All right, focus mode here, Alex. Just gotta drink my water. All right, let's go. PTON. Let's talk about this company a little bit. And if anyone is curious about September, just really quickly, we can do a little bit of an update here on the September stats. So the main takeaway for me, September, was we were doing everything right. We were, continuing everything that we were doing in the previous months. All the stats were just a little bit better, which is nice to see. My biggest thing though is the fact that my position size seems to always, or my net profit seems to always be, like 110, 120 of my average position size lately. The main thing is just increasing the average position size slowly and healthy to where I don't psych myself out. So if I get this to $5,000, $10,000, or I want to do it $5,000 in October, and then in December. By December, I want to be at $10,000. So in November, I should be at like $7,000 average position size. And then, yeah, going into December, I'd like to be at $10,000 average position size. So that's how we're going to keep on going. That's kind of my overall plan, though. I really like my win ratio got much better. My average win, average loss is pretty okay. And then I like the fact that my largest losing trade wasn't really that big. It makes me really comfortable. With PLTON, it's a leisure company. Peloton, I'm not sure how much you guys know about this company. So if we scroll all the way down on FinViz, you can always read a little bit about it. They provide interactive fitness products in North America and internationally. So they have the Peloton bike and the Peloton treadmill, which include touchscreens. So they've been doing pretty all right, I guess, during the pandemic. At first they sold off like everything else in March, and ever since from there, it's been a 5 times rally. That's really, really strong. Don't worry, Bren, there wasn't a lot of action to be missed anyway. If there was a day to skip, trading small caps today probably would have been it. Alex says, I told you PTON at 70. Yeah, man. It's actually not a ticker that I would probably be like typically swing trading. I don't know much about this one, but yeah, you're right. Hopefully you got it. Now starting at 1895. It comes with a little dumbbell rack right behind it. That's kind of funny. To me, on something like PTON, I gotta say, I just feel like it has that hint of overextendedness in something like that. But I probably would have said that at 70. I really probably would have set that at 70. And you know what? I would have been probably somewhat right, because if we were buying it right here at 70 after a really, really strong run up, it did pull back all the way back to 60. That's about like a 15% pullback. So 17% to be exact. So buying this on the breakout here when big volume came back in, and then buying on the pullbacks to either the 9 EMA, I think this pullback here to 70 would have been hard to catch unless you had a limit order and got really, really lucky. But buying on the pullbacks would have been kind of interesting. One way to play this one. I don't know. It's a really, really strong ticker. I don't know where it's going to go, but really, really nice move. To me, I just have really a hard time because it's really against some of my core trading strategies. Getting long on something that is at an all-time high. But yeah, strong ticker for sure. For a second, DPW, it's still my second screen, was looking interesting, but then I looked at the volume on DPW. Check out the last 3 candles, the last 3 1-minute candles. They're pretty much non-existent. So it's just really, really hard to get excited about something like DPW. It's a runaway train in danger of derailing for sure. I wonder if this list is getting a little bit hectic over here. I'm starting to think maybe it's time to categorize this a little bit more, which I honestly not a big fan of doing. No, I definitely wouldn't short PTON. I don't really see that being a good idea. I'm not the biggest fan of shorting because the most I'll ever make, typically is like, I feel like 50% is already like one of those really, really high moves on shorting. The chance of you making more than that, you're going to be holding probably for a while because there's going to be really big bounces you're going to be holding through. Really big, even if they're dead cat bounces, they're going to be heavy bounces. While going long, a 20, 30, 40% move isn't that crazy. And then 100, 200, 300% move is even realistic, right? And so you just don't get that with shorting. So I'm a little bit long biased for sure. Shorting is a great strategy, and I think I'm going to do a little bit more shorting with day trading, especially probably sometime next year or when we see that being a really big trend. But right now, I don't really have too much interest in it. I don't look at the RSI for day trading. We were talking about that quite a bit yesterday, actually. SHLL. SHL had a nice little recovery. I haven't been looking at it too much. I couldn't really fully answer that, but I'm sure somebody else here knows much more about Shell than I do. Yeah, Harley, me too. I really like that about ADT. Do I have a favorite indicator? I don't know. To me, price action is really everything. Price and volume. Everything is a derivative of that. And for day trading, I like the 90 EMA and VWAP. And for swing trading, I really like the 180-day moving average, simple moving average. And that's pretty much it. I will look at the RSI, but only for swing trading. And I pretty much only look at it at a 4-hour and a 1-day time frame. Stocks at the swing trade through the weekend. I don't know, that, like, to me, that's always a little bit more risky, but at the same time, if I'm going to be looking to swing trade, I would look to trade it over the weekend anyway, so it's not like something I would classify too much. So yeah, PTON, really interesting. I just really feel like it's not where I'd really want to be going on this one. But for now, let's put it on there. PTON, just to kind of watch this one a little bit closer. Another ticker that kind of is interesting, worth looking at, I think, could be, I forgot the ticker, I think it's ZW or something. Z, or it's, does anyone know what the ZG, why there's a G one as well? So anyway, Zillow has also one of those it kind of even looks like the one we were just talking about, PTON, with that really, really strong rally to the upside. I don't know if you guys ever use Zillow. I kind of feel like everyone here has used it. It's really, really nice to use. Really healthy, fun, interactive. You get a lot of information out of it. I don't really know a lot of people that don't use Zillow that are looking for a house. So nice move. Would have been one of those great, great long-term holds, especially on the sell-off. This is why something like Apple, Tesla, Amazon, what I'm always saying, I would wait for a large dip, just like something in March, buy it, put it in my investment portfolio, and forget about it. Because swing trading Zillow, there's a nice channel here. Yeah, it's a pretty clean channel, but I would just rather not make a mistake and just hold it for something like 1, 2, 3, 4 years, right? So that's like one of those classic companies where I say that too. Find a company that you really, really like to use yourself, that you believe in, and then put it into your investment portfolio. Swing trade everything else, especially swing trade the stuff that's overly volatile, and then day trade the small caps. That's how I look at it. Eli says he bought his house on Zillow. I think I found my house in Fort Lauderdale on Zillow. ZIPOB Balanced Real Estate Portfolio. Nice. I have to get rid of all these. But right now I got... Did you know if you press the delete button here, I think it's a bug, but if I delete this watch list, for example, and I say yes, it's actually there next time. It's really, really annoying. I did this last time. I deleted all the dates, all the watch lists that were date specific, because that's how I used to document my watch list, which was a really retarded idea. It was just not a smart idea. And now I spent like, it was like 30 minutes of mind-blowingly stagnant work, and then it all came back, and I was like, no. So that was a little bit annoying. We'll put IPOB in there. $50, $25, $25. RDFN. Hey, Bren, do you know the difference between Z and ZG? Yeah, I'm not really sure. Ticker. To help fund stock-based acquisitions. Shares of Zillow Group Z and ZG split in 2015, fulfilling the promise of a real estate portal made to create a new class of shares that give it access to new revenues under further investment. Okay, so ZG is voting shares. That's first of all. And Z is that new class of non-voting shares. Whoa, 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 guys. 1 second here. We got DPW popping up. 1 second. Let's go back. Wow, we're finally seeing a little bit of action. Wow, it's such a slow day today. It's insane. See that little spike we just had? Could be gearing up for a VWAP break. $233 possible entry, small share size. New minute in 10 seconds. Remove my limit order. Didn't like how long it was taking to break. Didn't get filled where I wanted either. See what happens. A little bit of sell off. Not too strong. 32, 32. Possible entry there. Light volume. Very weak though. Such a weak ticker. I'm not even sure if I'm going to trade it anymore. 233. This should be healthy, but I don't know how many people are looking at this. It's so light. 233. Yeah, so light. That's why I decided not to trade it. Just was too light. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to be done for trading for the day, day trading. Then we'll talk a little bit more about small caps here. Quick little recap here. Very slow day, very light day overall for me. We're wrapping up with $110 profit on our day trading account, mostly from XTNT. $110 profit, not really too bad, but yeah, guys, it was such a low day. Did I even do a trade at the open? Oh yeah, I did. It just felt like a ridiculous kind of stagnation today. So right now it's 10:31 and pretty much 40. We'll just kind of open this again, and yeah, most of the profits really came from XTNT. DPW, I was constantly back and forth with this one. It was just a constant battle. So I'm happy that we were able to walk away green on it, even though, 15 bucks, but it is what it is. Nice little $100 day here today. So 570 yesterday, 490 the day before, negative 250 on Tuesday, and then negative 50 on Monday. So plus 100 then today. Yeah, pretty sweet day. Pretty much $900, or like $850 week. Not bad for the fact that we're still using smaller size this week, and our big size day we actually had the red day, so pretty okay with that. Look at this one. It's just ridiculous how slow it is. I'd be getting a heart attack right now. Save this screenshot for later. All right, so I got to definitely wrap up today a little bit earlier. So guys, if you have any questions, drop them. And right now I'm still looking into Zillow a little bit. So ZG, which is the voting shares, right? And a bit more focused on acquisition, you can get at 107, while Z, which are the common shares, a little bit cheaper here at 107.18. Kind of actually, it just turned around. Actually. So now the common shares are actually a better deal. Kind of interesting. All right. There we go. That was the fun fact for the day. DPW, no, it's trying. DPW. It's trying real hard. BBY, crazy day yesterday. Bed Bath and Beyond, right? US special retail. What was that rally? Why did it go up so much yesterday? Two more numbers to know. Well, earnings, that's why. Yeah, see in the chat room, earnings. Okay. Yeah, what a freaking rally, huh? Nice move there. And this is a move that I would even be a little bit skeptical about entering before. I'm not huge with trading before earnings. That's one. And then you'd be trading here near bigger resistance at the top end. So, it kind of really goes to show that there's many different ways to trade stocks. And the way I trade it doesn't mean it's even right half the time, right? It's all about just, what you're comfortable with. And I really like to look for good risk reward. To me, trading BBY, from my knowledge on BBY, would have been too risky, especially I haven't been in a store for a really, really long time. So this area would just be really, really big risk as, earnings come out. They could be good, but they could be below estimates, right? So even if they are good, they could still be below estimates and could have shot the stock down. That's why I typically don't trade before earnings. It's just to me personally, it's a giant gamble. So that's why I avoid those situations. Look at this DPW trying really, really hard here. It looks like it's going to crack this area. Nice volume coming in here. Really, really good to see that. I did not research CCC. Yeah, they really did blow up on earnings, huh? Crazy. All right, guys. What are some of your favorite tickers right now? What are you guys looking at for swing trading? You know, when the IPOB alert came out, I was really excited to possibly do a dip trade on it. I would have loved to do a trade on IPOB. Looks like it pulled down to 17.05. That was a nice little dip trade we could have done. But yeah, I was a little bit too conservative. I was waiting for a little bit bigger of a move there. So, let's go back to the charts and the all unlimited everything account. Ooh, CCC, ARPO, CCL was a discount this morning. A lot of stuff was at discount pre-market on plug, save. Plug back at it. Yeah, retirements or accounts are key. The final countdown checkout, Roth IRAs, that's a really, really good idea. RKT, yeah, that's a good one. NVAX, I would have to check that out, I'm not sure. Between buying and shorting Apple. Yeah, David, that's intense. I'll go take care of my clans. That's true, harvest time. I'm still over here dreaming about that space entry at 18. I just don't really think we're going to get it. I don't really like where space is, the price of space. I feel like I don't know. These were really, really strong tickers, but I feel like the hype is slowly dying behind space a little bit for short term. I really believe in this company long term, but I think short term, we're having those lower major highs, which makes me a little bit skeptical. This could be a really strong bull flag here, though, and we could break out of this area and maybe hit 22, 24, maybe even go here to have 26, but I don't know. I wanted to fill my entry up here originally, so I'm just a little bit butthurt on space, so maybe I can recover from that at one point. I don't know. Let's check out some of the tickers you guys were calling out. Starting with CCCC. Not loading probably because of the IPO. CCCC. Oops, I actually just ended up closing. Three days ago. Seeing alpha sometimes there's so many ads, I just close out the site. It's a little stressful. 9.6 million share IPO. IPO raises 2 billion. So C4 Therapeutics has filed to raise $150 million in an IPO. The firm has developed protein degrading drugs for cancers and neurodegenerative diseases. CCCC has very promising technologies as evidenced by its many collaboration programs, but the firm is still at an ultra early stage of development. Maybe more, well, that's very subjective. Looking for more, okay. Quick take, C4, CCS filed. Didn't we just read that? It's not according to S1 registration statement. Always check these out in your free time, guys. They're really kind of boring and mind draining, but at the same time, you can really kind of find some nice nuances in them. Preclinical stage, biopharma. I feel like we're already going to be day trading this in the future. I'll be watching it from the sidelines. Here's a video call if you guys want to check it out. I usually never invest in biotechs, to be honest. I just find them that they typically just constantly go down, especially the smaller to mid-sized ones. Then they'll have like a spike day and then they just sell off again. So sometimes you can, I don't know, maybe if some of you guys are better at timing these things, that might be something looking into. As to valuation, management is seeking to an enterprise valuation at IPO that is well above 250 million to 500 million range for a biopharma. This is especially pricey given the firm's preclinical status, right? Firms, senior science investors who wish to use a venture. See. Are they on the NASDAQ? Probably NASDAQ. Or actually IPO calendar. MarketWatch actually might have them. Will oil ever come down? Yeah, biotechs are really tough. I feel the same way. So usually I go on the NASDAQ IPO calendar. I've actually, now I think about it, I don't think I've ever been to the MarketWatch one. Next week, price. Let's go to the recently priced, see if they have. There it is. Oh, what did I just click on? I think I just clicked on an ad. There we go. Shares 8.8. So it says they IPO'd, but they're not trading yet. I'm not totally sure why they're not trading yet. All right, well. Microsoft, it hits 197. Nice little bounce there back to 209. Microsoft has been doing a lot better, especially once they started getting into hardware a little bit more. I feel like people do respect that, although some debatable some of the things. I think it's just nice for Windows users to kind of have one of those full-featured platforms, laptops. So big resistance in this area. I'd probably also wait for another sell-off on Microsoft. Having some issues here. I just don't picture myself going long just yet in these areas. I really like the 180-day moving average. It seems like it's always a good place for bounces and these last little dips. I would probably look for accumulating maybe something in the 190s or something like that for Microsoft. Safe theta gang strategy, pretty much. ALYI. Looks like a pump dump. I probably wouldn't touch it. It's OTC, definitely wouldn't touch it. What grocery chain is doing good in Germany? I go shopping almost always at Rewe, R-E-W-E. I really like it. It's kind of like it's kind of like a Publix. It's good. Yeah, I would probably compare it to like a Publix. You also have like Lidl, which is more, I'm sure you guys already know Lidl. Like quick and simple. DM is like more of a drugstore, but DM is pretty nice. They also have a lot of food. But I don't know if I could fully answer that question. EXPR Express. I know this was called out before. I was actually going to check it out. Wow, what a sell-off these guys have had. Is this the Express that I'm thinking about? Definitely a chill day in the markets today, guys, huh? TRNE. Gotcha. I'll have to check that out. No, okay. Express, the clothing retail. You know what? If this thing just doesn't close, it has just so much upside potential. It's ridiculous. I would have to learn more about this ticker. It's definitely, at this point, a small cap, which is absolutely insane. So, apparently they're launching a big project. Question marks everywhere. Fireside chat hosted by Sean Cohen. The Dream Big Foundation, that's for the children, right? I forgot what that was about. It's about providing underserved youth with academic support. Gotcha. Yeah, man, I don't know what I should say about Express. Like I said before, this is a first green day move. This actually could be quite good for a swing trade, I gotta admit. This could be a really, really good setup. I could see Express coming out with some, even if it's not that good news, I could see this having a really, really nice rally. Right now it's New York Stock Exchange. They need to increase their price. What's the minimum bid? NASDAQ is $1. I think New York Stock Exchange might be 150. Or is it also $1? It's also $1. Okay, I thought it was more than that. So yeah, Express needs to do whatever they can to get their ticker up again. So Express might actually be a really, really nice swing trade. I would probably consider swing trading this one. You know, that's a pretty nice little longevity news there. So I kind of like that catalyst. It's definitely a little bit more risky because a company like this can file for bankruptcy, but it looks like it had a low there at 0.6 and now it's just inching above that low. So Express could actually be kind of an interesting swing for sure. Let's do a little bit more look-sees into Express. What do you guys think? First, you gotta roll up the sleeves a little bit here, huh? IDT is moving. The final countdown says TRNE is a 3D metal printing company, also backed by SPAC King Kamath. Ooh, wow. Okay, TRNE, definitely worth looking into. Brent says he's already not touching it. Fair enough. I'm gonna write TRNE down as well. Could be a fun small position. I usually don't trade sub dollars, but I think this one has big potential. I love first green days. First, we want to identify some short-term support. So we had a nice volume breakout here. That's always a really good indicator. really seems like kind of this 0.692 area is worth considering as some interesting support. I'm not sure how much lower it's going to pull back from here. The 9 EMA should be acting as pretty healthy support from here. We have really kind of a key critical zone. So the question is, are we going to dip below this area and, charge up here a little bit? We also have kind of a last pullback right around here. So we might see something like this happen pre-market. So you are kind of risking, I would probably argue short term, depending if you bought here or not, possible 9%. That's a pretty heavy risk, but I think we might see some good upside potential on something like EXPR, even if the catalyst isn't so good short term. So for now, I think we could have a retrace here to 0.8. That would be around 10%. Risk reward or 10% reward. And then if we go all the way back to the moving average here, that's a 30% reward. So you are risking that, downside, like we said, 8%, but with a 32% upside. So it's like a 1 to 4 risk reward overall in this trade. So if you have confidence in this ticker based on news, based on fundamentals, maybe your shopping experience at Express, based on it's a cyclical company, we're going into maybe more of a buying phase with the holidays season approaching, maybe this one is actually a good setup. All right, Brent, take care, man. Happy to have you here. I'll see you in the Discord maybe, and then on Monday morning. Good call on the Q4. I really like the risk reward. To me, it's very edible. I mean, Express always tends to sell off quite a bit, but it does have really good overall bounces. Every time it hits some sort of low, it does bounce really strong. So you can see Q4 always in October, right here, October, and all the way to December. Nice little rally there. Here in October, I would probably argue a little bit differently, but at least in October, it had a nice little rally before it really sold off. We're not looking to hold this one very long. We're looking for a clean, simple, mean reversion move. So I feel like that could be justified. So I probably wouldn't enter this with too big of a position, but big enough to, we could take some of the upside. Here in October, also a little bit of a run up, Q4. This one, Q4, a little bit of a run up there as well. October, nice little bounce here. So yeah, I probably wouldn't hold past October, but I would be looking for this play going start of October till the end of October, probably for me. Thanks, Brent. All right, then one more ticker where I think it could be kind of fun to look into, TRNE, like you guys were calling out in the chat room. Big sell-off here, but I think that's a really interesting proposition here as a 3D printing company. Those really had a lot of their hype. When was that? 2009, even before 2015. These things all shot up like crazy. This is a fairly new one. They had a big rally here. That's because probably the SPAC setup here. So when was the final merger on this one? Good thing we did a whole video on SPACs. Check that out, guys, on the channel if you're not sure what a SPAC is. It's definitely a term to know, especially Shamath is a guy you want to know as well. Jared, not a bad idea. Well, even if you bought it at 12, the sell isn't that bad, in all honesty. Finding some bigger support here in these ranges. Do you guys know the merger date on TRNE? Fair enough. $326 million company. $3D printing desktop metal going public. Yes. Yes. Eyes manufacturing shakeup. That's a beastly looking 3D printer. As many supply chain managers seek to better manage volatility and truck capacity and move supply chains closer to the end consumer, additive manufacturing 3D printing has gained favor. Back in Florida, I had my own 3D printer. It was a plastic 3D printer, but man, I had good fun with that thing. Desktop Metal Inc. announced plans to go public through a merger agreement with special purpose acquisition SPACs. The combined entity of 2.9 million continuing to be listed under ticker DM. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely being looked at for the SPAC kind of approach. So really, really interesting. Could be something worth following. For now, I think 10.5 is going to be big support. So I think that could be a really, really nice area to accumulate a little bit of TRNE. It would be even interesting to have a little bit of a kind of SPAC playlist. Well, for now, I'll put it on here. We could always organize it in the future. CTIC going up. Ooh, one of this week's gappers. So definitely worth looking into. It doesn't look like there's a date on this one just yet. I don't know. I haven't yet to find it, but maybe there is. All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up the stream there. Wait 1 second. One question here. Do you think it would be smart to buy a put on DAL before their earnings? I don't know. I don't trade puts. So if you have a good reason for it, besides maybe a hunch, something that supports the hunch, I would say maybe something worth considering. But I don't know. To me, trading earnings is a gamble, and I'm not really the one to comment on that. GE popping on heavy volume. Come on, don't give me that kind of excitement if it's not true. I don't know, you're making me a little bit too excited here. I don't know if that's valid. Yeah, well, actually, we've streamed to like 11:30. Today, I just kind of decided to kind of wrap it up at 11 like supposed to, because we're not really seeing a lot, not to mention I gotta run. Nazare is waiting. All right, guys, I will see you then. Maybe this weekend, probably not, because I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling. I'm going to be going to... Oh my lord, I'm gonna go all over the place. We're gonna be in Porto. We're gonna fly out of Porto and then back to Berlin. So yeah, just kind of a little bit of back and forth. All right, guys. So yeah, nice CTIC. Not looking too shabby, guys. If you're looking for day trading right now, CTIC is kind of picking back up again. I would probably consider trading this one if I had a bit more free time. This is kind of interesting. Good call out here for sure. Yeah, like Matt said, guys, check out the Discord. Really, really good idea. Mesoblast. I don't think I have any thoughts on Mesoblast. Otherwise, I would definitely tell you. You're going to need a vacation after your vacation. Amen. All right, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully I see you. If not, I'll see you guys first thing on Monday and in the recap video later today. Don't forget to subscribe if you're totally new. Drop a like on the way out. I think I've already said that. Anyway, guys, till next time, stay safe, make some awesome trades, and enjoy the downtime. You don't always have to be trading. Ciao, ciao.